Have you ever stopped to reflect on the presence of technology in your life? Not just as a daily tool, but as an element that, without us noticing, dominates every moment of our time. The cell phone has become an extension of our hands, and social media, a vortex of information and stimuli that consumes our attention without mercy. How many times have you caught yourself endlessly scrolling through screens without a clear purpose, while the real world, the one around you, slips away like fine sand between your fingers? How do you feel when you realize that precious moments of connection, meaningful conversation, or simply being present escape in front of the seductive glow of a screen? Maybe it's time to ask yourself, who is really in control of your digital life, you or the notifications? This is what we want to talk about here: digital detox, a fundamental process to reconnect with what truly matters. More important than simply disconnecting, it's about using technology as an ally, not as an anchor that ties us down. Digital detox goes beyond the simple idea of eliminating the use of electronic devices. It's about relearning to use technology consciously and in balance, without allowing it to become the center of our existence, without letting it consume what is most precious to us: our attention, our relationships, and our time. It's not necessary to exclude technology from our lives, but rather to find ways for it to serve our interests, not the other way around. The real challenge is to regain control over what we consume digitally and how we consume it. It's not about abandoning the cell phone, but, for example, reserving moments without it, to rediscover the pleasure of being present in the moment, listening to a conversation without distractions, or simply relaxing without the anxiety of notifications. Implementing small changes can have a huge impact on the quality of our lives. Some of these, seemingly simple, like creating spaces free of technology, can work wonders for our mental and physical well-being. Reducing anxiety, improving sleep, increasing productivity, and even restoring emotional connection with the people around us are benefits that can be achieved when we start living more consciously and less as slaves to technology. The reality is that excessive use of technology has been negatively affecting people's mental and physical health. The digital world, with its constant updates and speed, leads to a state of permanent alertness, as if we are always on the verge of missing something important. This constant sense of urgency creates a stress-filled environment in which we can never truly relax. We are always in search of the next update, the next notification, as if our attention were a commodity that needs to be constantly consumed. Lack of focus, for instance, has become one of the main consequences of this incessant consumption of digital content. Who hasn't found themselves trying to work, study, or even relax, only to be distracted, unable to focus for more than a few minutes? The temptation to check the cell phone at every ping, to scroll through social media, to check messages and emails, makes it harder to maintain attention, turning each task into a challenge. Moreover, the feeling of disconnection when we're without technology nearby is another concerning symptom. Sometimes, it's as if we're missing a part of ourselves when we don't have our cell phone in hand, as if we're losing something important. This is the reflection of digital dependence, which affects our emotional health and even our relationships. Studies on the impact of technology on our health show alarming numbers. In Brazil, for example, people spend an average of 9 hours a day in front of screens, which represents about 37% of the total time in a day. These figures, revealed by a report from the Digital Wellness Lab, indicate how excessive screen time has been affecting our physical and emotional health. Insomnia, posture problems, eye and back pain are just some of the issues caused by this uncontrolled use of digital devices. In addition, the information overload that's increasingly present in our lives also contributes to rising anxiety and a lack of focus. These numbers are a clear warning about the urgent need for a healthy balance between the digital world and the real world, and about the importance of rediscovering the pleasure of living without being slaves to screens. But it's not just the excessive use of technology that causes harm, it's also the way we handle it. When we practice digital detox, many people report significant improvements in various aspects of their lives. Stress reduction, increased productivity, and improved relationships are just a few of the benefits observed. Maria, for example, was a graphic designer who used to spend hours browsing social media during the day. When she decided to set specific times to check her messages and social media, she noticed her productivity increased dramatically. Without the constant distractions, she was able to focus better on her creative tasks, which resulted in better work. Reducing anxiety is another benefit that many report after adopting digital detox practices. João, who used to feel constantly lost in social media, discovered that by creating a routine without screens before bed, his anxiety levels decreased considerably. He started having deeper, more restorative sleep, which undoubtedly reflected positively on his mental and physical health. The feeling of being always connected is one of the biggest sources of stress in today's society, and limiting screen use at night was an essential step for João to regain his mental tranquility. Relationships also benefit greatly from digital detox. When we put aside the constant distraction of screens, we are able to dedicate ourselves more fully to the people around us. Carla, a mother of two, reported that the dynamic in her family improved significantly after she and her children decided to have meals without the presence of electronic devices. During dinner, everyone left their cell phones in another room, which allowed them to connect more deeply, strengthening their family bonds and making their time together more meaningful. These are just a few examples of how digital detox can bring real improvements to our mental, physical, and emotional health. By learning to balance the use of technology with moments of genuine connection to the real world, we can reclaim the quality of life that is often lost in the whirlwind of digital information and stimuli. Now, I invite you to conduct a practical experiment. How about trying one day, or maybe even a week, of digital detox? Don't worry, there's no need for any extreme sacrifices, just the implementation of some simple, yet transformative changes. Here are some easy tips to apply. 1. Leave the cell phone out of the bedroom before bed. This will help improve your sleep quality, and you'll notice how much more rested you wake up. 2. Set screen-free hours. Reserve a few hours during the day, like at lunch or an hour before bed, to be completely disconnected. Discover how it's possible to be present in the moment without the constant distraction of notifications. 3. Create tech-free zones in your home. Choose spaces where technology is not allowed, like the dining room or the porch, and use them to connect with yourself or others. These small actions can have a profound impact on your physical and mental health. And the best part? You don't have to wait long to see the results. Try it out, implement one of these tips into your routine, and see how, in fact, a small disconnection can be incredibly revitalizing. Now, share your experience in the comments. How was it for you to try disconnecting from technology for a while? What challenges did you face? Or perhaps, you discovered benefits you didn't expect. Let's create a space for learning and sharing, where we can all find the healthy balance between the digital and real worlds. Let's do this.